Hello everyone, today I'm looking at Alice Madness Returns. Man, this was one of the weird games, definitely one of the weirder games on the PS3 that I played on. The original American McGee's Alice, and American McGee, I believe, was originally on the at id and helped develop Doom, and he kind of went off on his own. And so the original Alice game I played, it was really rough, not very fun, and they kind of tried to have this whole thing where what if the Alice story was basically written by the Brothers Grimm, so it has a lot of darker themes. And so Alice Returns is a long awaited, I guess, sequel to that game that is much better. And so this is kind of like a dark fantasy action adventure game, and again a twisted take on the Alice storyline. And so while you're going through these levels as Alice, platforming, it has combat, discovery, as I said, platforming. And so you have different kind of things that you unlock as you go through the world. And kind of the major thing that, the major kind of background of the game is that in between each major level, you have to go back to the real world, in which it turns out Alice is in like a mental hospital. And so you're rediscovering your past, your memories, what happened to you. And so it's kind of like that movie Sucker Punch in a weird way, where you kind of have this interpretation of events, and then you have, the reality of the events going on. Again, the combat is very stylish, and so is the jumping mechanics. Some of my favorite things about this game also are just the style of the game. Alice it's really cool how she can essentially transform into different modes, and probably my favorite part is near the end where she gets massive, and she's able to stomp some of these mini bosses in like one go. And the outfits she gets are just really stylistically really cool. Some of the sub weapons you get are the pepper shooter that you use on pig snouts in order to unlock certain hidden objectives, and other kind of sub weapons that you get after beating certain bosses as well, help you progress throughout the game. Again, I love this game because it's highly abstract. It's very weird. Alice is in this very weird state, and the combat is pretty serviceable. There's nothing I can point to this game and say, oh, that was really outstanding what they did. I think overall it's just another kind of generic game where you have this style of combat and whatever, but again, it's the way they do it, and the fact that it's explicitly this kind of dark Disney or a dark fantasy take on a classic children's novel. It's just the different kind of aspect it has to it. And again, there's some very interesting dialogue, characters, how they redo kind of the classic scenes. And overall, it's just a fun action adventure game, honestly. And I'm glad that they made it, and that the first game simply wasn't just abandoned. But yeah, the enemy design, the character designs are very interesting in this game. It's pretty standard though. I mean, the combat all feels good. And again, it's just one of those games that has a certain style and vibe about it. And you still see people sometimes talk about it here and there. But it's, again, one of those games that's like, oh yeah, I remember that being a thing. Anyway, not much else to say about it, except it existed. It was actually pretty all right. And yeah, it was a good game. Anyway, guys, I will see you later. Bye.